Hey, what's up everybody? This is your Home Skillet here. This video is a quick how-to guide on how I set up my CSGO deathmatches for the P90. Hopefully you'll find this video helpful and consider some of my tips. Better yet is if you actually give the P90 a try in your future CSGO matches. I personally use the P90 as my weapon of choice in deathmatches simply because the fire rate is high and it has a very low recoil. Plus having 51 rounds in a clip isn't bad either. Now, the damage on the P90 isn't particularly very high, especially compared to rifles since it is a submachine gun. So you'll run into many situations like me where I hit the opponent about 8 times and only do 99 damage, which is quite common in deathmatches, especially when you start spraying. But that's okay for me because deathmatches result for me in a lot more spray and pray scenarios than actual aiming. So the first thing, your physical and gaming posture. This is very basic guys, but hey, sit up and don't slouch. I know I sound like your parents, but slouching is something you do at school, when you're class, when you're about to go to sleep. It does affect your overall gaming and your alertness. So you want to make sure your chair is at the right height and that the monitor is equal to your eye level. You want to be comfortable when you play, but you also want to be very alert as well. Make sure your mouse is at a good distance, that your elbow is either hanging off the table or very close to the table for your support. Now I usually play with my elbow close to the table, so a little hanging. And some people also have gaming mouses, but I just use a normal Microsoft mouse. I find that gaming mouses are a little bit too heavy for my hands. So choose a mouse that is at a good weight distribution for you, and also find a good distribution where you could either hang your elbows or put your entire hand or your arm on the table. Now my keyboard, I play it a little bit tilted, so my left elbow could edge a little outward. This helps with my comfort. I also use a mechanical keyboard, which I highly recommend. I really like the way that when you strike the keys pop up after you strike. It gives me a better feel and faster control on my games. Next, my in-game options, my graphic and mouse. I set all my graphics to medium. I find it that it plays easier on my eyes, and I really can't tell the quality between highest versus medium. I run a 1070, so I definitely could run high if I wanted to, but I have compared games where I put it on different graphics settings, and I find that medium is definitely easier on my eyes. My mouse sensitivity is set particularly high. I set it at 8, and I also set my acceleration at 1. This helped me with my fast reactions. A little jerk of the mouse could go a long way. So definitely try out setting your mouse sensitivity higher than what you're used to. It helps me with my reflexes, especially when I just bump into enemies. Definitely helps with my aiming as well. On my in-game controls, this is very important to me. I set my crouch button to the right click button on my mouse. This allows me to crouch shoot much faster than trying to hit the control or the C button. So whenever I run into a situation where I have to shoot and crouch, all I do is just press both buttons at the same time, which I find a lot easier than actually just reaching across with my left hand and hitting control or hitting C. I highly recommend that you give this a shot, guys. And just for reference, I set my zoom scope to the button E if I ever have to use another weapon, and I use my use action button to F if I ever have to open doors. And finally, I set my crosshair to crosshair static green. As they say, aim small, miss small. This helps me with my long distance shots, and the center of the crosshair will remain the same whenever I spray. So how do I shoot with the P90? There are several methods I use. One is called sweep the legs. All you have to do is just spray at your opponent's legs. Now this is very effective because the P90 is the king of spray in my opinion, and hitting the legs will ensure the highest hit counts with your spray. Now there is also the spray and drag method, and what I've experienced when I spray is that my crosshair would begin to move up and to the right. So I automatically balance this by dragging my mouse down and to the left. I drag it very subtle, but this keeps my line of fire, not my crosshair, but my line of fire at the center of mass of my opponent. So whenever you spray, you ensure a very high hit count. The next method is very simple. It's just called the burst and aim method. This method you actually shoot semi-automatic or you shoot in short bursts, so shoot up to 4 rounds, but you're actually aiming, not spraying. You'll find that you'll use this method quite often when you're trying to hit enemies at a farther distance than spraying will allow. And the last method I use is called the left and right swing method. Whenever you spray, you just strike to your left and to your right every couple feet. This makes it very difficult for your opponent to aim. And moving to the left and to the right every couple feet also still will allow you to spray at maximum effectiveness. Now I've used this method and combined with the sweep the legs method, and it is very effective, guys. It makes it very difficult for your opponent to hit you, and it ensures a maximum hit count. And my final tips is 1. Pay attention to the radar, guys. If by paying attention to the radar, you know where the fight will take place, and you'll know sometimes where your enemy will spawn if they spawn very close to you. You'll also know where your teammates are dying, so that'll tell you where the fight is also taking place. And next is to pay attention to your sound. Now I don't have a gaming headset, but I do have $30 speakers and they work just fine. Listening to the sound will sometimes tell you where your enemy is spawning, or sometimes they'll tell you or give you a good indication on where your opponents are going, so that way you could intercept, collide, or just simply take their bags. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. More quick tips on other games to follow. Check out my other CSGO deathmatch videos to find more examples of my P90 techniques, and give the P90 a try. I'm sure you'll love it. I'll write in the description a summary of what I just talked about as well for your references. Let me know if you have any other questions or you want to share your advice too. Now I'm going to let this video run until the match is over so you all can see some more of my P90 techniques in action. Thanks for watching, guys, and as always, peace out. Okay, they're coming out here.
You're on it.
Alright.
Clean kill.
Let's go right here. Oh. I think True and Peter Pan might be playing together. Oh, sloppy.
You're on it.
Oh, let me reload, guys.
Clean kill.
Behind us. No? Lord. No one. What is this?
Got it.
Behind us, guys. Where did he go? Nice. Probably all up in that spawn area right here. There you go. Gotta get into the fight.
Nice shot.
Reload. he's a bot, that's fine.
Way to go. That's a clean kill. Counter-terrorists win.
Operation Wildfire Case. Excellent, excellent. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.